You might be working as a manager. You might be working as a CEO in a business. That doesn't matter. That doesn't count over here. I have already uploaded the CV. Let's just click apply. Done. I applied for the job. And you tell everyone, I applied for like hundreds of jobs. I haven't got any. You applied for like 50 jobs, you haven't got any. It's been like 6 months, you haven't got any job. Just thinking about that, I want a job in supply chain domain in an industry or a sector as a supply chain manager, or as an engineer somewhere, or as a digital marketer on a managerial post. It is not going to. Today, we are going to talk about a clear strategy for finding the right job roles. We also talk about a CV, how to create a CV that get noticed. Now, in that, I'm going to show you a job profile, and I will try to explain that looking at the job profile, how can you convert your CV which match with the job profile, and with that, you got more chances. I would say more than 90% chances to get shortlisted and called for the interview. I know many of the people, they have problem that they are applying for a lot of jobs, but they are never been shortlisted, never been called for the interview. And specifically, when you are looking for professional jobs, for example, mechanical engineering, supply chain, logistics, procurement, and all that, they need some specific skills. And that is why in the last workshop, we talked about ikigai, that you need to understand your ikigai. What skills do you have? Will that skill will pay you in the future? And how can you enhance those skills? So we talked about that. I'm going to give you a quick recap what we talked. And then we'll talk about what is the smarter job application approach and what recruiters are looking for. So you can make sure that your CV tells about what they are actually looking for. So, nowadays everybody is using artificial intelligence, and the companies are using artificial intelligence to shortlist the CVs as well. They are getting a lot of applications, and they are not doing any manual job anymore. So they upload applications in a portal, or in let's suppose ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can shortlist the CVs for them, and after that they do the manual job once they have limited number of applications. So we will talk about it later on, and then we move on. So last time we looked into the clear strategy, and I believe some of you or all of you are working on the visualization of your dream job. And I recommended that you should do it daily, at least wherever possible, at least for 5 to 10 minutes. With that, you identify your skills and the passion, what you are passionate about. It's not about that you are doing a degree program which is on supply chain or logistics or project management or engineering or something else. And just because you are doing that degree program, you want to go for that domain. It is possible that you are passionate about something else. For example, I know, for example, if I talk about Prasanna is very passionate about robotic engineering, but Prasanna is doing supply chain and logistic management. So either he can connect both together, supply chain logistic management in robotic engineering, but at the same time, either he can go for robotic engineering, and or he can just remain into supply chain domain in some other industry. In that case, Prasanna can use transferable skills from one area to another area. Remember that word, transferable skills. Most of the recruiters look for transferable skills when you move from one industry to another industry. Now you have to demonstrate that, okay, your experience is in robotics, but you can bring a lot of experience from the robotic industry to the food industry, to the clothing industry. What you have learned over there, that is also applicable to other industry. That is a transferable skill. Now, transferable skills can be so many. It could be communication, it could be logistics, it could be supply chain, it could be project management skill, it could be team working skill, it could be any other soft skills you might have. So you need to demonstrate those skills into your CV, that this is what, Okay, I was in other industry. Now I'm applying for clothing. Why I'm applying for the clothing, and what skills I can bring, what I learned from other industry. So use your ikigai to bring clarity to your goals. And we are going to look into ikigai sheet again, which is already available on the website, and I believe you might have downloaded it. Now, how to visualize that, many people struggle in that as well. So let me just show you very quickly how can you visualize that what you want to do. It is all about focusing. Try to focus, just sit down somewhere for 5 to 10 minutes. I would suggest sit on the ground, on the floor, in the meditation posture. When you sit there, keep your spine straight. You can sit like that, you can sit like that, doesn't matter, whichever posture, but the main thing is your spine need to be straight, the straight posture. You can sit on a chair as well, but your spine need to be straight. Then close your eyes and focus on your breathe. So how you breathe, when you're exhaling, when you're inhaling. When you inhale, so for example, try to take deep breath, but at the same time, long breath. So in a minute, on an average, a human being takes between 12 to 16 breath. When you are meditating, try to reduce that number. So, for example, if I breathe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when I'm breathing, now it's 8 seconds. When I'm breathing out, it again 8 seconds. So it give a longer duration to one breath, 8 seconds and 8 seconds. And that becomes 16 seconds, which means like 4 to 5 breath in a minute. And when you're breathing in, when you inhale and focus on your forehead, which is your third eye. Okay, in Hindi it's called, or Sanskrit is called Ajna Chakra. So you focus on the Ajna Chakra, which is your third eye. Just when you inhale, feel like the breathe is going and is touching over here. So when you're breathing, a little practice, you can easily do it with a little practice. After 4 or 5 breath, try to visualize, keep breathing in that pace, and try to visualize that what you are doing, what you want to do, what is your dream job, what you are passionate about. And within, I can guarantee that within few days you will start getting clarity. You can do that 2 to 3 times in a day as well if you got time, but mainly the morning, as soon as you wake up, that's the best time because your mind is in alpha state at that time. When you visualize, it will give you clarity, because I'm sure many of the people are not sure what job they want to apply, where they want to go for, what options are available to them. So that is a big problem. When you don't have clarity, you keep applying to several different jobs, and that doesn't add value. You are wasting your time there. You might get a job, but it's not the job you are actually looking for that will make you happy, that will give you your ikigai, which makes you that, okay, I need to wake up because I'm going to have fun at the job, I'm going to do something better. And if you don't have that feeling, that passion, then you might not be happy in the job, wherever you go. For example, you got a job in a restaurant, but you are not happy there because that is not your domain. That is not where you want to go. So what I'm trying to say, close your eyes, focus on your breath, and try to think about it. Just 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that. As soon as you wake up, if you put your alarm at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, doesn't matter what time, as soon as you wake up, the first thing you need to do is meditate. Even you can do it on the bed as well. The only thing is that you need your spine should be straight posture when you sit. So if you do that, you can do that during the night time as well, before you go to sleep. As soon as you are sleeping, when your eyes are closing, that time as well, your mind is in alpha state. And that will give you much more clarity. We will talk about mind later on, um, how mind work, but that is for once you get a job. then how to achieve success in the job, we will talk about that as well, or even before getting the job. So that is the first thing. To get clarity, you need to visualize, and you need to visualize every day, uh, you know until unless you get your job, and later on as well, your visualization might change that now how to get success in the job. So the ikigai sheet we have talked about, I'm not going to go through with the sheet again, but very quickly, you just need to fill which skills do you have in the skill name column over here. And after that, you um, just need to put a score, which the instruction I have given already. If you, for example, if you got communication skills, do you love it? Yes or no? And put a score. Yes, okay. Out of 10, I love communication, which is 10, or maybe 9, or 7, or 6, or 5, or whatever. Then you put how good you are at communication, where maybe 5 out of 10, maybe 4 out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10. Then put the scores on all these 4 columns, and then add the whole score. You will get a total score. Then do the for the same second skill, third skill, and fourth skill. And highest the score in this column, that could be your ikigai, that this is the skill you need to enhance, and that is the skill that you need to the other skills you might need to learn, but that is the skill that is your main, I would say, the main card to play. So that is your ikigai, that gives you an opportunity to success and progress, and to learn more and all these things. So if you want to know about ikigai a bit more detail, watch the earlier video which is on the website. Now, I also talked about that you need to think about, once you have your ikigai, once you know which skills you need to enhance, then you need to come up with a plan that, okay, to enhance those skills, I'm going to do some LinkedIn courses. To enhance those skills, I'm going to have some conversation with my friends, or with my lecturers, or with my guru, or with my whoever, with my mentor. And then think about, if there are 3 screens, sit down again in meditation posture, breathing exercise again at the same time. Inhale, exhale, and think about, you've got 3 screens in front of you. The first screen, you visualize the who are you today, what you are, how successful you are. Then the second one, what actions you are taking to achieve success. And the third one, you visualize that you have achieved the success now. How does that look like? How happy you are after achieving success? And you know what? This exercise is not just related to something called law of attraction, that whatever we try to attract, we will achieve that, but also that will give you clarity, and that will give you opportunity to get rid of procrastination, which we talked about in the last workshop. Procrastination, when you are delaying. So that will give you an opportunity to focus on your goals, that yes, this is what you need to do, and you need to do it today. This is what you need to do to achieve your success, and you need to do it today, or maybe tomorrow, or as early as possible. So try this exercise again and again. The reason why we talked about in the first workshop, that was the first step, and these are the first step. A reason why now I'm talking about these exercises again, because those are the most important exercises you will need to achieve success in your entire life. You can achieve anything with those exercises. I'm going to give you more exercises like that later on, but this is the starting point. You need to learn how to visualize success, because that gives you clarity to what success is for you, and that gives you clarity that what you want to do. What activities you will require to achieve that success. Just visualizing is not enough. You need to take action as well. I can sit here and visualize whole day. Okay, I'm getting 100,000 pound today. I'm getting 100,000 pound tomorrow. I'm getting 100,000 pound day after as well, but it is not going to work until unless I stand up, go do something, and you know to get 100,000 pounds from somewhere. So I need to take an action as well. So it's just thinking about that. I want a job in supply chain domain in an industry or a sector as a supply chain manager, or as an engineer somewhere, or as a digital marketer on a managerial post. It is not going to. I want, if you just think about that, I want, um, what do you call it? I want sponsorship somewhere in a company, in so and so company. It is not going to work until unless you fulfill the requirement. And to fulfill the requirement, you need to learn. You need to take action. You need to learn so many things to achieve. You need to fit with the purpose. You need to fit with their job requirement. And that is what we are going to learn in a minute, how to fit with the job requirement, how to demonstrate that I am the person who is fit with the job requirement. Now, in the second part of today's workshop, let's talk about your CV, how to get noticed. Now, before we talk about how to get noticed, a few things you need to remember. First, the biggest mistakes we do. The first mistake is, when we come to this country, we keep our CV, what we have done in our countries, in the home country. You might be working as a manager. You might be working as a CEO in a business. That doesn't matter. That doesn't count over here. Now, if your profile was middle management or top management profile in the home country, I would say just tone it down. Tone it down, because over here you need to start from the scratch or slightly above the scratch. You would be, somebody would be very lucky if they got the manager position straight away. It is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it is rare. Why? Based on your experience in a home country, it is possible that you can get manager position, maybe in the same company if they have offices here, or maybe it's possible that they have an associate or whoever who recognize you, and you might have a specialized field where there is a requirement for people like your skills, with your skills. That is one thing. Tone it down. Second thing, never quick apply, or never use quick apply option. On LinkedIn, whenever you look at job profile, there is a button, quick apply. So most of the students, what they do, most of the people, they, again, procrastination. They think, or maybe laziness. I don't want to change the CV. I have already uploaded the CV. Let's just click apply, done. I applied for the job, and you tell everyone, I applied for like hundreds of jobs, I haven't got any. You applied for like 50 jobs, you haven't got any. It's been like 6 months, you haven't got any job. That is the biggest mistake you are doing. Quick apply, never do that. Second thing, never apply more than 2 to 3 jobs in a week. 2 to 3 is a big number, the highest number I'm talking about. 2 to 3. Just focus on maybe 1 or 2 jobs. The reason why, I'm going to tell you why in a minute when I show you the job profile, and I'll show you what you need to do in your CV. It takes time, to modify your CV based on each job. The idea is your CV should not be a general CV template. If you have quick apply or just one CV and you're applying with that CV on all the portals for all the jobs, you are using the same CV, I can guarantee you, nobody is looking at your CV. That is one thing. If somebody is looking at a human being, I'm not talking about AI, a human being. If somebody is looking at your CV, they will never shortlist you. Why? Because your CV doesn't match the job requirement. That is one thing. So there's two main things: never quick apply, and never apply more than 2 to 3 jobs. Never upload the CV on the websites thinking about that somebody will look at your CV and they will contact you. Oh, sir, or ma'am, we got a manager position available. Please come. Without any interview, we will just hire you because we have seen your CV. Never going to happen. Never ever going to happen. So make sure you never do that. Now, how can your CV get noticed? Now, first thing, when you came across with a job listing, first thing you need to think about that, is that job right for you? How do you know about it? Normally we do a search, which I'm going to show you in practical. Normally we do a search that, okay, I'm searching for a job as supply chain manager. And when you're searching for a job as supply chain manager, there are a lot of job available. There are a lot of listings. Now, when you look at a job, when you open one, when you look at it, you think, oh, very quickly you read some of the text and say, oh, just click, quick apply. Don't do that. Never ever. You must read that job profile 2 to 3 times. If you are not fulfilling more than 80% of the requirement, which means your CV will be rejected. It won't be shortlisted. 80% minimum 80%. And if you don't have that 80%, I'm going to tell you how to get that as well. Okay, just stay with me. So 80% requirement you need to match. Now, some of you might understand about 80-20 rule of Pareto rule. So 80-20, 80% requirement you need to match to get shortlisted. Now, how that match will be? That match should be with your ikigai, which the skills you have and what you are passionate about. So that is first thing. Even if that is something is not on your ikigai, it can become part of your ikigai and add another skill in your ikigai. Okay, you can do that as well. So if you match 80% or above, then go to step 2. And if it doesn't, then look for another job vacancy. Don't apply for it, because when you apply, if you know that is a good company, and they frequently have job requirements, they frequently need people, do not apply until unless you are fit. Why? Because they will keep your CV for next 6 months at least in the record, and when you apply another time, it will flag up that this person has applied earlier, and that is what it says in the CV. Now it's a different CV. How is that possible? Okay, what this person has done? If you fit with that, that is the second stage of scrutinizing your CV. The first stage is AI. First, AI is going to tell, and they have trained their AI in a way which I'm going to, how to train an AI for your CV. We will talk about it in next workshop. So, how to they have trained their AI to tell them that this CV match, it has 80% match, 90% match, 100% match, or whatever. And also they have trained the AI to tell them that this person has applied earlier. That is what it says in the earlier CV, and that is what it says. So that is why I'm saying, if you know that this company is good and you want to work in this company, never apply until unless you are ready, you are fully ready. Humans, I'm talking about everyone, we think we know everything. We think we know better than others. We think that we are better than other people. I got the skills. My CV is good. My CV is very good. My CV is excellent, where it is not. There are people who are Nobel Prize winner in this world. You are not the one, definitely. Okay. So never think in that way that you understand everything, you know everything in and out about the digital media, about engineering, about supply chain. No, never ever. Even I'm a learner. I learn about supply chain every day. I learn about project management every day. Now, I have seen people writing supply chain specialist on their LinkedIn, procurement specialist, digital media specialist. That is where you get rejected. Under your name, when you say I'm supply chain specialist or engineering specialist, you are rejected there and then. So Avoid these mistakes. We will talk about LinkedIn in the next workshop, and we will talk about how to use AI for your CV and for to prepare for interviews and all that in the next workshop. Now, 80% match, it is important. Now, if your skill and Ikigai is meeting 80% match, then read the job requirement and note down the main keywords, which I'm going to show you practically in a minute. Read the job requirement and note down the main keywords. So you're reading, and I mentioned earlier, at least read 2 to 3 times. First read, make notes. Second read, correct notes or make more notes. Third read, final notes, and then start working on your CV. Also, before you apply, learn about the company, learn about the industry and the work profile, what projects they have done, which industries they are involved with, what are their mission, what are their goals for future and all that. You need to have all that information before you apply. Why I'm saying before you apply, don't think that you will need that at the time of interview. No, you need that when you apply, before you apply. Why? Because that need to go into your CV. Note it down. That need to go into your CV. Not what are their goals, but how you fit with that. You have to, that need to go into your CV. And I can guarantee you, even if you do that, you will have 20%, 30% more chances to get shortlisted if you just do some modification, which I'm going to tell you, which I'm going to show you today. Now, update your CV to meet the job profile that match 80% of the skills. So you need to update the CV. Now, learn the rest of the 20%. Now, you written 80% of the skills. You can learn rest of the 20% maybe in couple of days time through LinkedIn courses, through some other short courses, through reading the books, through reading the articles and all that. And you can always put those keywords that, okay, this is what you understand. You might not have hand-on experience on that skill, but this is what you have understand. You have learned it during your master degree, you have learned it during your undergraduate degree, you have learned it from so and so course, you have learned it from YouTube, you have learned it from the workshops like this, you have learned it from the books, you have read about it. Okay, so that is important, that you try to match your CV 100%, even though 80% is matching and rest the 20%, you can quickly do a couple of courses on LinkedIn or anywhere else and then put it on your CV, isn't it? LinkedIn courses are like 1 hour, 2 hour courses. So you at least understand what is it. So you can do that. Match the CV, the requirement 100%. And when your CV is matching 100%, it will reflect on AI. It matches 99% or 100%. And you have more chances to get shortlisted of your CV. Now let's have a look on how can you. Let's suppose we went to total jobs. Let me just okay, I hope you can see the screen with total jobs now. Can you please confirm somebody?
Yeah, I can
Yes,
see.
Madhav, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. Guys, if you have any question in the middle, please either raise your hand or write it in the chat box. I will, time to time, I will go back to the chat box and I will answer your question. Okay? Or you can, if it's not a burning question, you can always ask me at the end of the session. Okay. Now, can I ask, are you guys with me so far? Is it making sense to you?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Madhav.
All right, now let's suppose we go on total jobs and I searched for a job logistic coordinator. Okay, and I searched for the job in Manchester and within 10 miles. Obviously, you can use those filters There are, it gives you, when you talk about Manchester, it gives you Salford, Bolton, Stockport, Rochdale, and all that. There are a lot of jobs of logistic coordinator. Now, a few things I would like to show you over here. One of the most important things, do not click on the job at this point. Okay. Now look at here, logistic coordinator, Prospero integrated. Okay. And Altrincham. First thing, are you willing to travel to Altrincham? Just check on the map first. Are you willing to travel to Altrincham? Now it says 24,000 per annum, and it doesn't say any part time. You can filter it down to the part time, which is fine. Now, logistic coordinator, Prospero integrated. Before you actually go for go inside the job listing, I would say search for Altrincham. Are you willing to travel to Altrincham? Yes or no? If the answer is no, scroll down. Now the second one is says city center, which is, yes, I can travel to city center. Now look at found on our partner site carter.com. Found, which means they are not the people who are actually listing this job. They said found on our partner site carter.com. Okay, which means I believe carter.com will be a agency. Okay, now if I click on that job, that takes me to this page, carter.com. And when I click on the carter.com, it tells me, yes, they are the agency, the job agency. Now, let me tell you one thing very clearly, how these job agencies work. Now, they grab the job listing from somewhere else, or even though they don't grab, they just advertise the jobs showing that we got plenty of jobs available. Okay, they just advertise that we got plenty of jobs available, just to show that we are very busy people, we are one of the top in the industry, and we got a lot of jobs in your domain. So when they advertise the job and you apply, what they do, they don't offer you anything, they just collect your CV. And when they collect your CV, when they see actual job opening, they go to that company and they say, look, I have that, this is my data bank, this is my database, I got like 500 people on this for this job profile, would you like me to recruit for you? And they charge commission to that company. Okay, now in that case, what happened, they are just using you for their database. More the number of CV they take to that company organization, much better the commission could be. That is what their business, the way of doing business is. More the number of CVs they collect, much bigger the database becomes, and much bigger the commission becomes. What I'm suggesting here, try not to apply through a company, through an agency. Try not to apply through an agency. The agency people, 99% time, you will not get any response, and you are just part of their database. You have become a vehicle to make them more commission, nothing else. Okay. Now, I'm not saying all the agencies are like that, but there are chances, but very little chances that you might get a job from an agency person. Okay. Now, when we're talking about agency, this is the partner side. Now, this one is adept resourcing engineering. Now, if you click on that, it takes you the adept resourcing engineering. You can click on that and say and look at, are there any other jobs from that company. Now it says different juice pharmacy. Okay, it is possible that this is the right organization. What I suggest, now take that name and Google it. Okay, if it doesn't tell you that this is an agency, Google it. if that is a direct company, then only you apply for it. Adopt resourcing, again, this is that is an agency, um, and you can, again, this is agency as well. Now over there you will find most of the agencies, and it is really hard sometimes to find the company name. What I'm trying to say, if you can find the company name, because until unless you find the company name, the company you are actually applying to, you won't be able to research on that company. And if you are not researching on that company, your CV is not complete and you will never get shortlisted. Very rare chance that if you are highly, luck is on your side, that you might get shortlisted. But again, the game is same. They shortlist like 20 people, they interview just to show that we are interviewing 20 people, we are spending that much time, that much resources, we will need that much money when we hire one person for that job profile, for that vacancy. So again, it's all game is related to commission. So they earn commission from the organization, nothing goes from your pocket, but the thing is you are part of their database. Now now look at this job profile. Up till here, I was stressing that only try to find the direct companies. What you can do, you can Google and find the list of company names who are in your domain. Either you can go to HMRC website or company house, and they will give you you can find a list of companies that who are in your domain, and then go to their website. All their website also advertise vacancies. You can go to your university website, you will find a job section there. You can go to any other website, you will find a job section there. Apply directly. That is what those companies prefer as well. Why? Because they save a lot of commission. Now, let's suppose if somebody is recruiting you, and they have to recruit you, they have to pay £5,000 to an agency. And if somebody goes directly to them, and your CV and that person's CV is matching, and they're saving £5,000 straight away while recruiting the other person, you have no chance because they are saving £5,000 commission going to that agency. Because the other person gone directly, they are going to save it straight away. So I would suggest apply directly to the companies. Go to the job site, go to the total jobs, try to find the company names from there, try to find what they are looking for, and then try to find the company. Because once you have their website, you can do the research, you can look at what actually the requirement is, who the managers are. Then they normally put the manager name as well. Why do you need manager name? I will tell you later on in the next workshop. Um, and apply from the company website. So avoid agencies wherever possible. Now, the second thing is, if we look at this job profile, it tells you your role, logistic coordinator, competitive salary 28,000 per annum, 25 days holidays, and all that. Okay, which is fine, which is the basic information. Now, reporting directly to the kitchen manager. Now, it doesn't say logistic coordinator, but where? Okay, but where? Which kitchen they're talking about? Which company they're talking about? There is no clarity on that. Because now you will understand that because they don't have any clarity, they are just trying to collecting CV, they are just building their database. So whoever goes to them, or wherever, whichever company they go to, they can show that we got, that big pile of CVs. How many do you want? You know, do you want like 50 or 60 or whatever? Just check those CV and recruit one. Call them for the interview. That's what they do, which is highly likely that they might be your chance, because there are so many people applying for the job. You can understand that. You might know like 100 students, they're all applying for the jobs. You might know the 100 other people who applying for the job. So there is a lot of people who are applying. But how your CV stand out? Now let's look at that one. What to read and what to update on your CV. So, for example, your duties and responsibilities will include, but are not limited to, which means then you might need to go an extra mile, which means that you need to demonstrate on your CV that you can go an extra mile. Try to understand that the wordings there. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Most people does that mistake, but even though it look very simple, will include but are not limited to, that your responsibilities are these, but you might need to do something else as well. You are taking care, reporting to the kitchen manager directly, and the kitchen manager might ask you to chop the onions there. Kitchen manager might ask you to cut the tomatoes or salad there. Kitchen manager might ask you to clean the kitchen there. So are you willing to go an extra mile? That is one thing, first thing I'm getting from this job listing. Now, to ensure that all stocks are well managed and rotated on daily basis. Now, this is a keyword. All stocks are well managed and rotated on daily basis. Do you have now? Do you have that experience or not? So this is one of your keyword you will note down or maybe highlight. Do you have that experience? That experience of managing stock and experience of rotating stock on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis, doesn't matter. If you have daily basis experience, for example, the people working in restaurants, in McDonald's or any other restaurant, they replenish stock on daily basis. People working on Tesco, Sainsbury's, or any other chain store, or maybe off license or one stop or Nisha local or wherever, they have daily basis stock rotation, and they have hourly basis stock rotation as well. So if you have that experience, yes, that job fit. This is the first requirement they are talking about, by the way, which means that you must match that requirement. If you are not matching that requirement, because this is the first thing AI is going to check. This is the first requirement, and first thing AI going to check: do you have experience in managing stock and rotating stock? If you don't show it in your CV. It will just reject your CV there and then. Then supervise and with the effective and correct storage of all products. Have you done that or not? Then assist monthly kitchen and chemical stock takes with the kitchen manager. Now, chemical stock take, if you have experience in chemical stock take, which is fine, but it doesn't make much importance. Is not that important un, until unless you got no experience. If you have experience in some stock take, then it's fine. Chemical in a kitchen, you can understand what chemical they are talking about. It's mainly the cleaning stuff and all these kind of stuff. uh, Monthly stock take. Now you need to understand what daily stock take need, what monthly stock take need. They both are different, because in monthly stock take we we do it for different purposes. Daily stock take we do it for different purposes. For example, daily stock take is for running the daily operations. Monthly stock take to make sure we have the proper inventory what we require. Now over here, daily stock take is could be the vegetables, the fruit, the ingredients you need to cook daily. Monthly stock take are the chemicals you want to buy in bulk for the cleaning and all that. So these are the chemicals you're buying. You are not buying those chemicals every day, so that doesn't need daily stock take. Very simple, logic. Now deliver all food items to the kitchen across all sites. Now you will be responsible for delivering the food items as well. Okay. So as a logistic coordinator, your responsibility is to deliver as well. Deliver means you have to go around to deliver or to different sites. Now to deliver to different sites, they are talking about company safe driving policy. Now that rings the bell. Do you have a driving license? Do you have a driving license? If you're not, forget about this job, move to another one. But let's look at this example a bit further. Now, manage the efficient recipes for delivery and ensuring that correct stock is revealed in line in order to accurately input deliveries into EPOS system. Now, EPOS system is a very simple system like a till on a shop, and you scan the barcode and it do the entry. Nowadays, is very simple. But do you have some experience on that? That is again. Now, many of you might be thinking, oh, I don't have that experience. I don't have this experience. I don't have that experience, It- which means I cannot apply for any job, in logistics if they're asking for this kind of experience. Oh, yes, wait, let's look at bit further. And I'm going to tell you later on how to make sure that you talk about that experience. Now, stock management experience, organization and planning skills you require. Do you have that? You will need to demonstrate that in your CV. Proficient IT skill. Don't assume that you need to demonstrate all that in the interview, since they haven't mentioned. Some companies they mention that these are the skills you will show in the application, then these are the skills you will show in the interview and application, and these are the skills you will show interview, application, and maybe an exam, written exam or whatever. So they give you which skills are required. In I would suggest demonstrate all skills in the application and the interview and the exam. Don't separate those. Some companies they do separate, but don't worry about it. Put that on application, at least maybe one tiny sentence or one paragraph. Now, stock management, organization skill, proficient IT skill, full clean driving license. Now, that is the problem. If you are a student, you might not have the license. You just arrived in the UK. It will take to get a license in the UK. So forget about it. Be a team player and have problem solving skills. So you need to demonstrate all these skills, what you have in your CV. Don't apply for this job until unless you meet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and until unless you meet 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 11 skills they are looking for. Your CV should have all those 11 skills. Now, any question on this so far?
It's clear, sir. What is it?
Okay. All right. So let me move on. Now, this is what you need to do. Now, think about your CV. Look at your CV today and look at a job profile which you want to apply. Think about it. Does it match? Is it matching more than 80%? If it's less than 80%, do not apply. You need to learn the skills before you match. Now, the third part of this session is how to come up with a smart job application. It's not just the skills you show what is on the job profile. You need to show something else, something more, you know, more than what your actual skills, the fit for purpose for the job, what they're actually looking for. So I came up with those 6 points, that these are the relevant skill and experience you will require. What is your impact, problem solving, critical thinking, all that. So let's talk about all these one by one. So first one, relevant skill and experience. So how can you show the relevant skill and experience? First, tailor your CV to highlight skills. Make sure the 11 skills they are asking in that job profile, make sure you have at least mentioned those 11 points in your CV and in your covering letter, the most important one in your covering letter. Some of the points which are the most important one. How do you know which one is the most important one? Look at the keywords. If the keywords are repeating in the job profile, in the job listing, if the keywords are repeating, make sure that you can look into that. Okay, these are the most important keywords which should go to your CV and the covering letter as well. Now use keyword from the job posting. Many companies, I already mentioned that, many companies use AI software to scan resume. So AI will scan the keywords first. The first scanning is keyword. Are these keywords matching or not? You know, you know about ChatGPT. You upload two documents on ChatGPT and you can say, can you give me the difference between those two documents? That's what they do. Very simply, upload one document and to second document. You can also upload the job listing and your CV on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, this is my CV. Can you tell me, is my skills matching with the job profile or not? Which we will talk about in the next workshop. I'm going to show you live. I'm going to show you the prompts you need to give, how to make AI work for you. And I'm going to show you how to make your own GPT, chat GPT, that will work you for a longer time. You don't need to do it again and again and again. You set it up once and that will become your GPT, and you can use it at multiple times for each job you apply. It will save you like a lot of time. You any if you're spending 10 hours on one um, job application, it will be done within half an hour or maybe 1 hour. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but that is main about prompting, how to properly prompt on AI, and that in that way you will also learn AI, use of AI in different type of work as well, not just the CV, in different type of work. Give specific example on how you use key skills in previous roles. You need to give specific example, and I'm going to show you how to do the examples later on. So you need to have match the keywords and give specific example. It's just, just saying I got good communication skills is not enough. You need to give example. For example, what happened one day. You have to tell them a story, small example. What happened in the earlier organization? We had this challenge, and that is how, through the communication skills, that is how I solved this. So the step two, problem solving and critical thinking. So the examples I'm talking about, you need to share the example. Either you can use star model, which is very famous in CV writing, or you can use car model as well. When you use those two methods, these are very simple methods. Okay, in that you just explain about a situation. You then talk about the task, that okay, once this was the situation, we there was a problem with one of the machine that was tasked that need to be repaired, but the engineer wasn't available. um, National holidays were going on. Then what action you have taken in that situation to make sure the production line doesn't stop, to make sure that work doesn't stop? And you can just make it in that way. We had to deliver a shipment within 2 days time, and there was national holidays, and that is how you approached the people. Outsourced some engineer from maybe other organization, other company, other country, other city, and based on your critical thinking and based on your problem solving skills, you repaired the machine and you managed to deliver the shipment in 2 days. So that could be one of the examples. So again, I have a very simple example here. In my previous job, a client request seemed impossible to meet within the deadline. I restructured the workflow and assigned tasks strategically, and we delivered 2 days early. Now remember one thing: whenever you give example, note it down. Whenever you give an example, make sure you have a statistics, a number which is measurable. They can measure the achievement. You are showing the achievement here, that you delivered 2 days early. It could be on time. You can say 2 hours early. You can say 1 day early. Depends on what type of job you are talking about. So 2 days early you delivered, which is 2 days that can be measured. 2 days is massive time when we talk about shipments or the deliveries or whatever. If Amazon Prime, for example, they give you that they can deliver by next day with Prime delivery, but they deliver on the same day, how happy you will be. And that is, you will be surprised as well. So the same thing, you need to demonstrate that, okay, you have done something, you have achieved something before the time. Same thing in the car model. So this example fits to both of them. So you got a challenge, which is the client request seemed impossible, that you need to meet the deadline. That was a challenge. Action, you restructured the workflow and assigned tasks strategically, and the result was you were delivered in 2 days early. So car method you are going to use. So whenever you are discussing one skill or what you have done, it's not like this is what I achieved. Yes, many people have a section on the CV and it says achievements. You achieved this, you achieved that, you achieved that. You know what, they just take your CV, tear it. Nowadays they don't tear because it's not paper, they don't even print it, and they just delete it from the system. So if you have that, it's not going to add value to a CV. Now in the third one, they also need to understand, can they fit you culturally. Now that is one of the problem with the people who are coming from other countries, and they are trying to fit with the culture and trying to adopt the climate, culture, understanding the language, and all these, so many different things. So they want to see, can you be fit. Now they haven't heard you, they haven't seen you so far. They just look at your CV, they just look at your LinkedIn profile. By the way, we'll talk about LinkedIn profile later on. um, they need to understand that, do you know about the UK market, do you know about the organization, or do you know about what you are doing in this country. For that, to demonstrate that, you need to show that the research, that you've done enough research about the company, about the industry, about the sector, that you understand what is the company about, what are their missions and the values, and you mention that in your covering letter. Not in a way that your mission is this or your values are these. No, you can say, I'm passionate about about the company's mission, and that is so blah blah blah, helping people, sustainability, or something else. I'm passionate about the company's value, and I always admire this company value, and say the name, which value you're talking about. So value could be sustainability, let's say. Growth could be another value, growth of the people working. I want to grow with the company because that is one of the value, and I feel the right fit with the organization. You need to show some enthusiasm, that this is the role you are looking for, this is what you are passionate about. So having the company mission and values, without that you cannot show it. Make sure it's not just the company value and mission. You also need to research about what projects they are doing, what are their success, where their failures are, what are the challenges. Obviously you are not talking about their failures in your CV, but you need to know, because you will need it later on. So once you know why somebody is failed, why someone is failed, then only you can give solution, isn't it? That if you do this, you won't fail again. So understanding the failure of other people, which is a very good idea, that you have understanding about the company, you have understanding about the sector. Or if that company, nobody tell you about the failure, nobody publish failures on the website, but you can look at the general failures uh, um, in that industry or sector. That is how, I didn't go ask one person or two people that what do you actually need in the workshop. In this workshop I'm talking about the general, across, I would say maximum number of the students coming from other countries are in the UK, and that is how I designed the workshop, while having a general feedback, having a general overview what they're actually looking for, and my experience, that I understand why they struggle, where the job market is going. That is how I came up with this workshop, and I believe most of you can relate this workshop with your own practice. Can relate that this is what you are doing, this is what you are not doing. Oh, I never knew about it, that is how they are shortlisting CV. Oh, I knew about it, but I didn't knew this thing. So you need to understand your, treat them as your customer, and treat them that you are selling yourself to your customer. So when you are selling your skills and yourself to your customer, you need to understand what are their weaknesses, what are their achievements, what are their strengths. So you can do a SWOT analysis on company. um, there are a lot of ways. Either you can use chat gpt as well to do it, which we will talk about in next one, that how can you use AI or chat gpt to come up with the proper analysis of your CV and the job requirement, and how can you make sure that you use generative AI to write your CV or examples for you and all these. Again, I have given an example here. So I thrive in fast-paced environment, and I love collaborating with diverse team to achieve big goals. Recently, I was involved with, and then you give example. I was involved with so and so project, and this is what happened. That was the issue, and I believe that I read a news article that this is a similar problem in your sector as well. Don't say in your company, in your sector as well. And I understand. I did my research. I understand what could be the strategies to overcome that challenge, and that has been done by so and so industry, so and so company, and all that. So you show that you understand, you know the knowledge, but that is for your CV. But at the same time, that will help you prepare for your interview as well. Then communication skills, one of the most important one. Your CV is part of communication. Now make sure that is your CV is error free. You can use tools like Grammarly. You can also use GPT or any other generative AI, Copilot or Gemini or whichever you like. Um, you can use the Grammarly and all. That is error free. But make sure one thing, you have to set those tools properly. Don't just go and use Grammarly like that. You have to tell Grammarly as well what tone you are looking for. It should be formal. What is the tone? I need short sentences. I need clear sentences. So you have to give the command to Grammarly as well. There are options in Grammarly. So you should choose active voice. Active voice is more influential, short sentences, and formal language. That should be easy to understand, and keep the vocabulary simple. One of the biggest mistake the students look, that is because I'm in touch with thousands of students every year. I know that is one of the problem. Two major problems. One, they try to speak English very fast. Okay, whenever they get chance, they try to speak very fast. Second, they try to use vocabulary they don't even understand themselves, or they try to use slangs which is being used in the UK or any other country they are in, Australia, America, Canada, wherever. Never do that. Why? Just first thing, keep whatever you know, keep the vocabulary what you understand better. Don't use wordings that you don't understand properly, you don't know how to apply that word, and you don't know how other person is going to understand that. Don't use slangs, because in official language we don't use slangs. Even in the universities you might have seen, you are in, you might have heard your lecturers, you might have heard other people how clear their English is. Not all of them, but most of them. What are their pace? Listen to the people, what pace they are talking. If I deliver this workshop, in the last role I was there and I was doing something, and when I was walking through the city center, I saw there was a dog going on, and the dog didn't he looked at me and he bit at the other person. And do you understand that? Doesn't make any sense. But if I say, when I was going to the city center, I saw a person with a dog walking, dog looked at me, and dog looked away, and suddenly the dog bitten a person. Now you understand that what I'm talking about. So keep the pace normal, and that pace should be in your CV as well. I have used simple vocabulary so far in this workshop, so you guys can understand in much better way. If I use a difficult word like procrastination, I would explain, and which I did last time when I used that word. Try not to use heavy vocabulary. Let me tell you one thing: the people who use very heavy vocabulary, you can easily say that 95% or more than that, they do not have good English skills, especially when they are from other countries who don't have native English language. Try to keep it simple so other people can understand, and in the same way, the other people will talk to you. Okay? Don't try to become like them, let them be like you. So, that is a simple theory I have. In then you can talk about, in my last role I created, for example, in my last role I created a new reporting system that improved across team communication and reduced miscommunication error by 30%. Again, the number 30%, that is important. That 30%, 40%, you can come up with a number. If they say, how do you know it's 30%? So you can say, if we are completing one task in one day, and now we are completing that task, I mean, one day is 8 hours, one task in 6 hours now. So I assume that is about 30%, 33%. But I have been pessimistic. I written 30% instead of 33. But I know that was more than 30%. So you can have that example. Having that number is one of the most important thing in your CV, that something is measurable, so you know how to measure your success, how to measure your progress. They want to see your achievement, but it's just saying that you can achieve this, you can achieve that, is not going to add value to your CV. Now, for the fifth one is proactive attitude and initiative. Now, how you might think that, okay, how can I show the proactive attitude on the CV? There are many ways. For example, I given over here that you noticed a process efficiency in the previous role, and you suggested an automative tool, that which is proactive attitude, that you suggested an automation tool that which can automate the process, and that reduced, when you use that tool, that reduced workload by 25%. So your workload is 25%. 25% is massive workload. I just given an example here. Don't go for this number. It could be 5%. It could be 3%. Every single percent save money, save cost. Okay. If you're at least even 0.5%, but it saves something, because you're saving time. So the process, let's suppose 0.5%, and if somebody says is very less, no, it's not less. 0.5%, we got 20 people working in that process. 0.5% time 20 people, time 0.5%, let's suppose equal to 15 minutes. 15 minutes time 20 people, so many number of hours, one time. And now each time we do that, we will certainly save that so many number of hours, and we will improve as well. We will keep improving it, and we will keep reducing the time scale. So that gives a proactive attitude, and that you took an initiative, and your attitude was proactive. You came up with the idea, and you are willing to do that in your organization as well. So you need to show that, you need to give those examples. It's not like I was something is is very wrong when you write, I was working as a manager there. My role was to oversee the total management, and I had a team of 10 people. I was managing that team. The team was very good. I was training them, and they were doing so and so and so. We achieved the target. Um, in year one, we achieve the target in year two, and that's it. No, that's not a right CV. You need to tell a story. You need to give number. The first year target was we achieved the target of first year by 20%. We achieved the target of second year by 25%. Now you're showing growth over there. You know, the growth, the graph is going up. So if the graph is going down, in reality, if the graph is going down, you just talk about 1 year. You don't need to talk about the second year. They are not going to ask, okay, what happened after that? Is it? I left. I came here. I did anything. Or you can just tell the tell the truth. Be truthful wherever possible. Be truthful, because the thing is, to tell the truth, you don't have to think during the interview. And I will show you one day how to recognize when somebody is talking to you, who's telling truth, who's telling lie. You can easily catch it like that somebody is telling truth and somebody is telling lie. There are ways to read the face very quickly. In 2 seconds you can tell that, okay, this person is telling you. Don't need to say that, but yeah, this person is telling truth and this person telling lie. So show how you can take responsibility and solve problem before they escalate. So you have to demonstrate that. I'm not saying that for each and everything you give all the examples. You just give one example at a time. Okay, for here you can use this example. Over here you can use this example. So these are the example. Now, professionalism and reliability. How professional you are. Maintain the professional online presence, which is LinkedIn. We will talk about in next workshop. uh, Keep posting on LinkedIn profile. How to do it, what to post. Many of us, we think a lot before we post. That, okay, what people think about it, am I right, am I wrong, maybe I'm saying something wrong, maybe it doesn't make any sense to any people. You know what, if you are in that doubt, which means it there are more than 50% chances that what you are going to post is wrong, if you are in that doubt. So better you do some research before you posting. Verify the information. Don't just say anything without any solid evidence on the portals like LinkedIn specifically, and we will talk about it in the next workshop. Also, you can join and network with the people on the professional groups, the people in the industry on the LinkedIn. So if you know your ikigai and you know this is the industry I want to go, you start adding those people, start following those people. And when you follow those people, I got a very good example here. Pavitra normally do. When Pavitra is posting something, Pavitra put has connections and it goes to all the connections. They know, okay, Pavitra has done this course. So when, you know, if you want somebody to know you more, you have to keep appearing in front of them. If you meet somebody today and after that you don't meet them for a year, you forget about them. But if you meet somebody every day or every week or every month, they know you, they understand you, and they know, okay, let's suppose, um, I forgot the name. I think it was she. Okay, Prasanna was in robotic engineering, and he's going to meeting where he's meeting some people frequently, and those people know Prasanna is in robotic engineering. So if they need a robotic engineer, if they came across with somebody says, oh, do you know any robotic engineer? And they say, oh yes, I do. Oh, it's Prasanna. I know the guy. Yeah, I met him so many times. Same thing happen on social media. If you are not physically meeting someone, you meet people on social media, and that is why you need to keep posting, keep building your profile, and follow the people who you want to work with. Follow the people who you want to work with. Follow the organization where you want to work. Because when you post, they see, okay, oh, this person, that's nice. He's talking about something which makes sense. And when they have any vacancy and you apply, oh, I know this person. And that gives you 90% more chances to get shortlisted. Even though the other people's CV is better than you, maybe others are kind of nominated for the Nobel Prize, but if they know you, because the relationship add value. If they know you, at least on social media, they will at least call you for the interview. We will talk about these things in next workshop. Now, in the next workshop, how to build a professional online presence on LinkedIn specifically, and how do we set up AI such as ChatGPT for job application. We do not have we haven't decided for a date yet for the next workshop, but as soon as we have the decide, we got your email IDs, you will be notified that this is the workshop going on. And that is why I'm asking you again to please join our YouTube channel. If you haven't, the link is given on the website itself. So your YouTube channel link is on this. Well, you go to description. um, oh, YouTube link is not there, no problem. You can go, you can click the video, and you can go to YouTube channel from that video. Um, and if I believe, Prasanna, if you can post the YouTube link now, please, if you can.
Yeah, sure, Mandeep. I'll post the link.
Okay. Also, where was we? Yes. So, and join our WhatsApp network so you can be updated when you have when we have the next workshop. We will try to keep it as soon as possible, and we will let you know. But before you go, there is another thing. Another important thing is coming up. I have written a book, and that is coming out in a couple of weeks' time. This book is the hidden network of everything. Okay, and this book will be available on Amazon, and this book will be available to you for free, to all the people in this workshop right now. It will be available to you for free. Now, what this book is about, that book talks about my experience on the supply chain, my experience on the logistics, and my experience on the operations, and several different areas. This book is not just about the supply chain, logistics, or operations, but that is also gives you the knowledge and understanding of how your body works, how the universe works, and what is coming next in our industries, different industries and sector. So it is connecting everything together, and it's a very nice book, not just because I written it. That is the feedback I have received from the people, from some of the students. For example, Pavitra and Prasanna as well had read the samples, just couple of chapters. It got like 15 chapter, and you will get a what do you call it, electronic copy of it. But still, you have to download it from the Amazon, and where I will put a free price or maybe a coupon code for you guys. And that is why I need you to join our WhatsApp and ask other people to join as well so they can get the benefit.